Hi. It is the end of May. Yes, May. And that means that I am going to do my May wrap-up, and that's all the books that I read in May. And it was quite a bit this time. I think the most books I've read in a month this year. Yes, I read 9 books this month. Yay! I read was Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and I don't have it with me to show you because it was from the library. I've been going back to the library, so they're due back, so I don't have them. So that's a classic, obviously, and I've been wanting to read it for a long time because I really like the movie. I should have brought the movie here to show you, but whatever. It's the one from, like, I think it's 1945 with Heard Hatfield in it and Angela Lansbury. So I really liked that movie, so I was like, yes, I should read the book. I did, and I liked it. And if you've been paying attention, I like the witty and cleverness, and that book definitely has that. All the characters in there are just like, their main thing is to be sarcastic, basically. Also, I like, there's a really funny scene where they're talking about American women, and if you read it, you know what it is, but yeah, it was stuck out because it was funny. And it was also very short, so that was good. Like, it didn't take me that long to go through it. Like, the chapters are pretty short too. Yeah. So, and the next book I read was A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams, which is a play, but I guess it's still a book, yeah. That was a reread, and I still really like it, and I really like the movie too. My favorite part of this is just how dramatic they are. I mean, it is a play, so maybe that's why, but it's dramatic anyway. And then also this book that I read this time, it had an introduction by Arthur Miller, which is also a playwright. He wrote Death of a Salesman, which I also reread this month. More on that later. Also in the Streetcar Desire, the book that I read, there was a really cool interview at the end where he was like, Tennessee Williams was like interviewing himself. It was really cute and funny. The next book I read was a kid's book, and it was Pippi Longstocking by, what was her name? Astrid Lingren? I don't know how to pronounce it, but she's Swedish anyway. It was really cute and silly, and it was quite funny as well, which obviously hits all the marks that I want to find in a book. Had cute illustrations, which I can't show you because I don't have with me. It's a series. I don't know how many books there are, but I'm not going to continue the series. I think once was enough. The next book I read was Sage's Eyes by V.C. Andrews. This is a reread, and it's still good. And the reason I like V.C. Andrews is because her books are so dramatic, so yeah, drama right there at the top. And then the next book I read was Age of Innocence, which I do have with me still. Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. This is kind of a reread because I tried it before, but I couldn't really get into it. But this time I got into it, so that was good. It did take quite a lot of time to read still. It was, I don't know how much I liked it. Like, I liked the story, but there was something boring about maybe the writing or something. Like, it was kind of hard to get through. I do really like this movie though. That's why I wanted to read it, I believe. And also, I like how this involves like a guy, a guy and a girl and their love and all that, but the way they show the love between, like, for the guy especially, is very like gradual, like, kind of like, it's never really like stated, like, this kind of like show, yeah, it's like that show, yeah, show don't tell thing, where you're supposed to like write it so that it's showing it, not, you're not like telling it. Yeah, I think that was really good, done well in here. The next book I read was The Little Prince written and illustrated by Antoine de Saint-Exupery. some French guy. So yeah, here. It was translated from the French by Catherine Woods. And I wanted to read this because I read another book, a historical fiction, where like this guy, Antoine, was a character in the book, and they were talking about him like writing this during that book, so I was like, okay, I want to read his book. And it's short, obviously, it's a kid's book, so it's easy to get through, and they have cute drawings, but I'll show you in a second. And also this is very like cute, and I already used that word, but like whimsical and just like funny, and I like that kind of thing. That's the prince. He's like cleaning his planet. There's some adorable like sheep. I didn't know it had illustrations and that they were done by the same guy who wrote it. That's pretty cool. Oh, one more thing about The Little Prince is that I was looking, like I googled the name or whatever, and I saw that there's a movie, which I didn't know either. Probably, I don't know how many movies there are, but one of these movies has Gene Wilder in it, and I was like, yes, I want to see that, because he's awesome. Oh, here's Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. Very plain cover, but his signature's there. This is a reread. I read it in school, and it's quite quick because it's a play, so there's not a lot of things written. Like, it's very just one line, what they're saying, lines basically, because it's a play. Where are we? Anyways, so it's a play, so it's dramatic. So again, I like that. And I saw a movie of this while we were in school after we read it, but I don't know which movie it was, but I also found out this is also a movie of Gene Wilder, so I was like, yes, I want to see that too, because like again, because like I said, he's amazing. He's a funny, funny guy. Next book I read was The Age of Miracles by Karen Thompson Walker. This was a reread. I still really like it a lot. Look at this cover. Like, it has like hole punched through the cover there, because then you can see like underneath it's yellow and orange, so you can see through to the cover, like through the hole punched like letters. I thought that was really cool. And this is a dystopian, so like their world is falling apart, and I think that's a really interesting concept, where it's like what happens is that there's like a slowing, they call it, where the sun, what happens? The sun does something. Yeah. So what happens is that the Earth's rotation begins to slow, so that they just have like night for like longer and longer and longer. So like there's no sun on. And that's very interesting. It was a quick read. And also I like the character, I like the main character, the girl, and then like the guy that she likes. I like both of them. They're very good characters. And I do find that ending was sad. I'd like to know like what happened. But I guess that's something you think about in your head. And the last book I read in May. Why do I always forget what month it was? It was The Shore by Sarah Taylor. This is a collection of short stories. This was also a reread, and it's still good. I think it's really good. I don't know if it's my favorite short story collection, but it's definitely up there. I'm trying to think of other short story collections, but I can't at the moment. I would like to read more of those kind of collections, though. And all these stories are, like, connected in a way, like, because it's all about the same, like, family, really. So all the stories are connected, but each story is set in like a different year, and I thought that was really like cool. I don't know. Also, look at this cover. I really, really like this cover. Like, it looks like a house in the middle of nowhere. I like that sort of thing. It's also pretty inside, which I'm going to show you the family tree. And then the last thing I wrote here was that the author has another book that I like to read, which is called, I think it's called The Lauras, I think. I'm not sure at the moment because I didn't look it up, but I think it's called The Lauras, but I'd like to read that because this is so good. Anyway, I'll show you the inside the inside there. It has the family tree. Looks like this. So the stories are about, like, not all these characters, but like most of these characters get mentioned in the stories. Yeah, so we have like the family on that side and the family on this side. I also like how there's like little like leaves and grapes connecting them, like the tree, because it's a tree with leaves and fruit and stuff. Clever. Yeah, so I read 9 books in May, and that's amazing, and I'm very happy with myself. Go me! Pat myself on the back. And I hope to read more in June, but who knows. Anyway, see you later.